Hello. So today we are going to go over another game. I tried to make it fun. It's a Friday. I'm stressed because I have a lot of stuff to do, but of course, for most people, this is a blissful day of joy and happiness that it's the weekend. So I was looking through my VODs because I haven't been playing so much recently, and basically I have a Drop Blossom game. So, for those that don't know, Drop Blossom actually on my channel is my most popular video by far, which was pretty exciting and actually brought a lot of new faces to my TFT channel. I'm really grateful for it. I guess people just really like Neeko. Now, I love Neeko. I think she is so cool. She turns into a freaking helicopter. Like, can we be honest for a second here? Like, she is so cool. Now, I'll go over the stats though. Drop Blossom isn't that good, so obviously you need to play it from a really good spot. Here it's the Ash encounter if you haven't noticed. So when I have to play people, you will always see me playing the same people. Here I have a Neeko drop already, which is kind of like, okay, that's one Neeko. And we'll see. I think I take a 2-1. So is my spot that good? Let me see. It's kind of interesting here. I have Cloak, I have Glove, I have Rod, I have Tear, that's pretty good, and I have Bow. Bow thing. Okay, my components are good for this actually. I'll talk about components in a second. So let's see. Prize Fighter is really hard to take. Caretaker's Favor is hard to take as well. Cybernetic Bulk, I never like it because I'm really bad at spreading my items. I like to prioritize my items on my carry. Cut Above is bad here because I don't have... I'm going through my augments to see what other choice. So it was either Drop Blossom or Buried Treasure. So I took the riskier choice. I already have one Neeko. I would suggest you never take Drop Blossom unless you have two Neekos, right? So I only have one, which is pretty bad. It's not like abysmal. The problem with Drop Blossom is it's very hard to hit the Neeko because even in today's meta, that's like Heavenly Kane got nerfed a lot, but people usually Neeko's one of those units where she's not like super great in terms of like her tankiness or anything, but she just like fits in on a lot of boards really well because she's Arcanist and Mythic and Heavenly, because she's like a 3 traits, right? It's not even like they're trying to grief you because she has 3 traits. It's very easy to like just for her to just get like gobbled up by people, right? Now the thing with Drop Blossom is that you need to at least have, I would say you wouldn't take it unless you have 2 Neekos, because then Drop Blossom, if it's not Drop Blossom Plus is obviously going to be better. That's the one that occurs in stage 3, where if you have a better position you can take it. The thing that's really important with Drop Blossom is that if you start with 2 Neekos, see, I kind of got lucky. I high rolled and I hit the other Neeko, so now my spot's actually fine. What I was going to say is that if you start the game with 2 Neekos, which is, that happens quite often, that you have 2 of the same 2 stock cost, and then you hit Drop Blossom, it will upgrade your Neeko because it'll give you +1 Neeko, and then that will make you really strong because then you'll be guaranteed to streak all of stage 2, and then the augment is actually good, right? The augment actually does something because it's basically like you can treat it like a really strong combat, right? You don't even have to play around the Neeko the entire game. You can use it to tempo, right? But if you don't have the Neeko 2 in stage 2 and you don't win out stage 2 and you don't have a bunch of gold, then what are you doing? It's just like you're just taking the augment and crossing your fingers and hoping that nobody holds Neekos, right? So that's the first thing that I'll say. Now, Neeko reroll is very strong if you have the good setup for it, but it's very situational. So let's go to stats and I will show you what I mean, right? Oops, let me open up this. So one of the biggest things is like, let's just put on gold augments and let's just sort by placement, right? If you look, I have to scroll all the way down here. Oh, actually, it got a little bit better this patch. Okay, it used to be dead last. It's a 4.71. It's actually not that bad, but it's not particularly good either, is what I would say, right? Compared to like a lot of other stuff that you could take. Now, the options I got wasn't that great because like I got what doesn't kill you, but I didn't have like a good AD opener per se. Because I had like kind of like Heavenly and I was holding on to the Mythic. I was kind of like originally my plan, if I wasn't gonna play Neeko, was to play towards like Heavenly Kane, because this was the previous patch, so Heavenly Kane was still viable. We might have to switch this to 4.19, not the B patch, just because the traits might not have enough examples, but we'll see. Let's go on Explorer, and let's just go Drop Blossom. So not Drop Blossom Plus. Drop Blossom Plus is what appears later in the game, so usually if you take it, it does a lot better. So if we go items, let's just write Neeko. So with a Neeko 1, obviously it's going to be bad. A Neeko 2, you can see that it's almost always a bot 4. Just because it's just such a bad situation. So let's just put Neeko 3. It averages like a 4.1, so it's not like the greatest. It's not like you're going to get like a top 1. If we look at the B patch, it says that Archangels is really good. Let's just go to like a previous patch just to give us a little bit better in terms of stats. You almost always want Bloodthirster. Hand of Justice started to work well, but that's usually because you do Hand of Justice Jeweled Gauntlet. When you have Hodge and Jeweled Gauntlet, you can think of it like having a glove on each hand. They work really well together because they're both glove items, so they both give increased crit chance, and then they kind of fill in the gaps with each other. One gives a bunch of AP, one gives some mana in the form of the being a tier component, as well as it gives like just a damage boost. So like it kind of works really nicely together with each other. So a lot of times you'll see this pairing. The pairing that I usually build towards is Bloodthirster, Archangels, and Titans. Now, Titans ended up being really positive. I think back when I played it, it's hard to see, but a little bit before, it used to be like Titans, Archangels, BT, or Titans, Jewel Gauntlet, BT. So let's just go Bloodthirster. This is just to show you guys. So, oh, it says Gargoyles is now good. Oh, this is new. Okay, so now you can build Gargoyles. Before, Gargoyles was really fucking bad, but Titans is usually like useless because you don't really need it, and I know that, but like, you know, if you have nothing else to build, a lot of times Titans with Bloodthirster works really well together. I started with Archangels. Archangels, you always want BT. Now, not Hodge, right? As you can see, Hodge doesn't even appear on the list because it's almost never made. The reason you want Bloodthirster is because Bloodthirster, besides just doing healing, if you read it, it says once per combat at 40% health, you get a 25% max health shield. And that shield matters a lot because in a lot of fights, especially late game, the shield will proc. Neeko has a lot of HP because she's going to have Mythic in as well as Heavenly. And then she can do one more cast of like her Archangels, which is scaling. And every cast that she has with the Archangels that's scaling, she'll just heal a shit ton of HP. So like it actually like works almost like a GA. Like it works almost like the Edge of Night item, where like it literally gives her like an extra life or 2 lives or even more. Because those 5 seconds of having a shield is insanely good, right? If we look at the placements, so 7 Heavenly is obviously like a really high number, right? But if you look at all of these are like very high roll, right? Obviously, if you make it to get like 5 costs, you have a really high placement. Obviously, if it's Exalted, it's really good. The main thing that you have to look at here is 7 Mythic. Now, 7 Mythic is very achievable. Compare that to like 6 Heavenly. As you can see, 6 Heavenly is actually plus Delta, right? So if you're playing this board with 6 Heavenly, it's usually bad. Only if you have the emblem and you play 7 Heavenly is it the best thing you can hit, right? I'll sort by other Delta. But as you can see, Mythic is the best, 7 Mythic. And 7 Mythic is very easy to build. And the reason 7 Mythic is really good is because it gives a bunch of AP and it gives a bunch of HP, both that are really important for this Neeko. Now, that's mostly the stats that I want to say. So basically the idea is take it when you have 2 Neekos. What items to build? Usually you're making an Archangel and a Bloodthirster. I think those are the 2 most important. The last one, you can make like a tank item or something else, right? Just look at the stats based on your build because it changes drastically. I don't have the ability to like sort it out better, so I can't put like 2 items on the Neeko because as you can see here, like it says like BT double Archangels might be BIS, right? But we don't know for sure because I can't filter it better without having the premium stats. Anyways, I skipped most of the stage. I just won out. It wasn't that difficult. On Carousel, I went for Titans because I was under the impression the stats not on 14.9 and 14.8 when I was playing was that you played Bloodthirster Titans, or that was like the very common build. I guess as more people played the game, the stats have adjusted, obviously, because the last time I looked at the stats, I didn't look during the game, but the last time I looked at it was when I did my last Neeko video. So now as an update, if you watched the last one, you're watching this one, you don't really have to play for, you don't really need to do the Titans. The Titans could be dropped. It's pretty not non-essential. It's actually bad on her. Anyways, the idea is when you're early game, right? So you want to commit. So if you're playing, like, let's say you're going Neeko, reroll. First thing you want is 7 mythic. If you're playing this, it's way easier because 7 mythic is very easy to hit, right? You can hit it with just Nautilus and Lilia, right? You don't even need a Hui to make 7 mythic, right? So it's actually very important to just play 7 mythic. What you want is 1 slam item plus make items early, and then you want to win streak early, right? Anyways, so hopefully this doesn't like mess up too much with what I got going on with YouTube, because like people have been really liking the other Neeko video. I found heavy hitters. Heavy hitters is really good here because I'm gonna be upgrading this Neeko. It's pretty much just the Neeko show. Heavy hitters also works really well with mythics because mythics gives everybody HP. So if you read the mythic augment, when they ascend, especially if you're playing like 7 mythic, they do get HP, right? Percentage HP boost. So having that extra HP with heavy hitters, it makes it so that it will proc on almost everybody on the board. So it's very, very good in this situation, right? A lot of times you take heavy hitters when you're playing towards like multiple rerolls. Here I'm just rolling for 1 unit, so it's a little bit difficult. I did find another 3 Neekos, so I'm at 6 Neekos right now. As you can see, I'm just win streaking. You'll see later that I fall off really, really hard in this game. And that's like the important thing that's you always have to like consider, right? Is that like a lot of these comps that you see, and like they get like these easy top 4s, like especially with this Neeko comp, right? I kind of lucked out that I got the extra Neeko, but even if I didn't get the extra Neeko, I had an item for it. You really cannot take Drop Blossom if you don't have like either a BT or an Archangel, right? If you don't have one of these 2 items like on your bench at the start of the game, you can't really take Drop Blossom. Then on top of that, you need to have at least, I would say at least 2 Neekos, because it's really, really difficult to find Neekos a lot of the time. But I had 1 Neeko and I took it and it went well for me. So, you know, it might be hypocritical for me to say, hey, only do this when you have 2. You know, maybe if you have 1 Neeko, it's okay, right? But I would say it's risky, right? I would say be warned. What I did was risky in stage 2, right? Typically, you would see that on like a stage 3 in a lot of these spots, I would just be rolling. Because here, I'm spending a lot of time scouting to see who's holding Neekos. The reason is that a lot of times, like even though the odds are best to hit a 2 cost on level 6, right? That's something that you should know. So usually what you will do is on, if you're playing like another reroll, like let's say you're playing like Gnar, like there's a Gnar here. Let's say you're playing Gnar Kindred, for example. A lot of times like on 3-2, it's like a good interval to level. You would level and then you would spend some gold rolling, probably till around 30 gold, to try and find upgrades to your units. Now, my show is just the Neeko show. This guy's just way too strong. He has 3 items on the Sivir one, level 650. I couldn't beat him. And as you can see, I'm already falling off, right? I already lost my streak to just some random guy with like a normal ass board, right? He's not even like full streaking that he's like giga strong. He just has like a decent board and I just lose because my only unit is Neeko, right? And she doesn't have 3 items, right? If she had like Bloodthirster, it would be great. I'm not getting Bloodthirster anytime soon, so it's a little bit awkward. And then, like, I can't even slam items because the problem is, like, I'm holding this cape for Bloodthirster. I need to hold the glove for Hodge just in case I don't hit Bloodthirster, because even though Bloodthirster is really, really good, I do need, like, some sort of healing. Like, both of these can make a healing item, right? So I can't slam anything, right? I can't just, like, decide to slam, like, a Last Whisper or a Runans because, like, I'm probably playing mostly AP and I'm just in a bad spot. So what I'm doing here is I'm rolling on level 6 a little bit just to make sure that I find as many Neekos as possible. So I'm slow rolling 50. What I would usually say is that you send it early to get your upgrades. I already had my upgrades, so there's nothing I can roll for. Most of the things that you want in this comp, so let's say like Bard, Tom Kench, you want Lilia, and you want Nautilus, right? To just play 7 mythic. You just play vertical mythic with this line, right? It's very easy. You just click all the mythic units, right? But in order to find these units, you need to be like level 7 at least, right? So you run into this conundrum. It's like, oh, am I going to spend all my gold on 6 to hit this Neeko? Or do I level to 7 and roll a little bit on 7 to maybe have the chance, like a higher percentage chance of hitting a Nautilus or a Lilia that will strike my boy a lot harder? As you can see, there's a lot of people that sent it, right? Like this guy spent, look, he's level 6 with like with a lot less gold. He's playing Janna reroll, but he has like all these upgrades. Even him, he's holding some Neekos. So it's getting really stressful. I'm lucky enough that I high rolled this many Neekos to start with. I would say this game's obviously a little bit more stressful. I'm rolling here because I'm just trying to decide. I don't upgrade this Janna because I'm probably gonna switch out the Janna. I should have 5 mythic, yeah. So I play 5 mythic. I'm just playing this guy for heavenly. I don't have a single Cho'Gath, which is really fucking bad as well. But I'm 2 off Neeko. Being 2 off Neeko isn't that bad, right? But I'm rolling a little bit on 6. I'll probably next stage level to 7. But yeah, it's a little bit stressful. I still don't have the BT, which kind of sucks. We'll talk about more like what the Neeko is doing in terms of like Drop Blossom in a second. But I'm kind of making this, it's kind of like a sequel to the other video that I made. Just because I got it, I thought it would be a fun day, a fun game for a Friday. Yeah, and then we just went out. So the way Drop Blossom works is that her spell does increase damage, and she takes like less damage, I believe. I forget exactly how it works, but Neeko as a unit, what she does is she will fly in the air like a helicopter. When she's in the air, she will take reduced damage. Drop Blossom is all about stalling. So every time she casts with Drop Blossom, the radius of her cast gets bigger, right? In that particular fight, right? So what will happen is she will ascend, she will drop, and it will make a bigger and bigger radius. That works really well with Archangel. That's why Archangels works. That's why I really like Archangels on it, because you're trying to stall out the fight, right? You're trying to make it so that your Neeko lives as long as possible. She keeps living, and then she makes this bigger radius, and with Archangels it does more and more damage, right? And then basically, even if there's like backline units and frontline units, the thing that's great about this comp is that Neeko doesn't really get stuck. Like, she won't get stuck on a frontline unit. Anyways, I'm rolling really deep on 6 because I'm 1 off the Neeko, right? And then I just push levels to 7 to play 7 mythic. It's over this guy. It's over this guy. Yep, there we go. We got there. So I know that I sent it really deep. I lost a lot of gold. Obviously, I sent it under 10. The reason is I need to stay high HP because this Neeko will fall off eventually. I also don't have Bloodthirster, so I probably have to make Hodge here. It just depends if I greed it, because I could also make I'll probably make a Thieves Gloves and a Protector's Vow, because I need Lilia items as well. Lilia becomes the secondary carry when you're playing Mythic like this, because you can play Lilia, and then if you don't hit Lilia, you can level and try and find a way, and if you find a way to, you swap out the Lilia. Anyways, I'm pretty sure, do I lose this against this guy? No. This guy's so strong, because look, he just took like raining gold. We're gonna come back to this guy, because I don't know how this guy got so strong, because if you look at him, he doesn't look strong at all. He's pretty low HP. He has only 40 gold level 6. He's playing Kog'Maw reroll, but I think this whole lobby, like, part of why I did well with it is because I think the lobby wasn't that good. Like, I think people were trolling a little bit. Is it Mythic Emblem here? It might be Mythic Emblem, because then you can play Annie with Mythic Emblem, which is really strong. It's this or this. I'm curious. Oh my god, I might have to take You Have My Sword just to get the sword. Oh yeah, that's what I'm debating. I think I do. Yeah, so that I don't have to make Hodge. Oh, that's a rough take. That's a rough take. That's like, this is like I'm playing for 4th. Yeah, that's a rough take. Oh, and now Adaptive Helm TG. Yeah, that's what I did. Oh, so this doesn't really synergize with my team well, because my team does mostly AP damage, right? Neeko does AP, this does AP, right? We're not really counting like this and this. Like, everybody does AP, right? So You Have My Sword boosting like their damage output doesn't really do anything for me, because I'm just like, but it just gives me the sword component. And realistically, I shouldn't do that. The problem is I'm gonna be first pick for a while. I mean, I'm gonna be last pick for a while because I'm first in HP. So I'm just like, I need to yeah, I need to guarantee placements, right? This is something that's obviously bad to do. It's bad in the stats, but it's like from the position that I had, I low rolled, I never got a sword, right? Which is fine, right? I could have made Hodge, but the thing is, if I make Hodge, then my items are really bad, right? Because even if I made Hodge on this thing, then I have no mana item for Lilia. I'm just fucked, right? Probably Tricksters. Tricksters might be nice. It's Anima Visage or Tricksters. I'd probably do Anima Visage, but we'll see what happens. Anima Visage synergizes pretty well with my team. But yeah, the Neeko, don't overcomplicate the Neeko. I see a lot of people play Neeko with Heavenly because they think like, oh, I'll make the Giga Heavenly unit of Doom. It's like, no. It's like, this Drop Blossom, it works so well with Mythic. You can just keep it really simple, right? It's not a difficult thing. It's more like you have to hit the Neeko on 6 and be kind of lucky enough to hit the other stuff so that you can like get 7 Mythic in. I would say if the lobby isn't playing Neeko or is relatively uncontested Neeko, it's probably better just to roll on 7 odds just to give you a better chance of hitting like the Nautilus Lilia too. Because the odds that you lose like 7% here, but you gain 5% here, and you also gain a bunch of percent here. So it's like all the other mythics that you're playing are going to be 3 cost and 4 cost mythics, right? So it's kind of like an opportunity value. It's like you have a slightly decreased chance of hitting the Neeko, which is your most important unit obviously, but you have increased chance of hitting like all the other mythic units. And it's like, this is kind of scary, right? And I would say a lot of it comes down to like your lobbies, right? If you think Neeko can solo and you can stay low level, then yeah, roll on 6 and make sure of it. Also, if you're contested with Neeko, you kind of need to hit it. Yeah, and then look, there's a spat on Carousel. I wouldn't get it anyways. Mythic also works really well because naturally Mythic gives Invoker, and Invoker helps the Neeko to cast a little bit, just like having an extra mana. So it synergizes really well. It works really well as a comp. Leveling up, you basically just want to level up for legendaries, right? So like instead of like for Behemoth, you just want to play what's his name, Udyr. For Arcanist, you want to play like a Lysandra. For Heavenly, you want to play like a Wukong, right? You just want to, whatever your synergies are, you can pretty much play any 5 cost. You're just shoving them in, right? Soraka with Rakan is a really good way to cap your board. Yeah, you know what I think happened? I think Anima Visage is so broken on Cho'Gath that this guy just wins out because of the Ord item, right? Like when the Ord item dropped, I think he spiked so hard in terms of his strength. Yeah, this is the Kaisa player with. Yeah, I was holding Kog'Maws because I was thinking, like, I had 6 Kog'Maws. I wasn't trying to grief the guy directly. It was more so, like, Kog'Maw's really good on my board, so if I hit Kog'Maw 3, like, just naturally, it would be pretty good. Now I'm at a point where I need it to hit Econ, right? So I need to sell something. I don't want to sell Bard. I don't want to sell Lilia. So I look, it's like he has Kog'Maw 3. Am I really going to find 3 more Kog'Maws on level 7, level 8, level 9? It's like, no. And it's going to be a 0 item Kog'Maw, so I just sell them, right? But I was holding on to them because it's like, maybe I just like find a couple as I roll for something else. But yeah. So as you can see though, I'm still win streaking. I'll be honest here, if I look at this spot objectively, you might look at it and think like, Neeko's broken, Neeko's this, Neeko's that. I'm telling you now, I'm looking at my spot, and this is not a firstable position, right? I am too far behind in gold, right? I'm still level 7. Like, I'm going to be level 8 on 4. Like, I rolled really deep for the Neeko, and I spent a lot of gold on stage 3, slow rolling for the Neeko, right? This was in no way, shape, or form really great, and I also had to take a bad augment just to give me my last Neeko item, right? Now, like I said, there were other options for making the item. The problem is then I wouldn't have Lilia items and everything would just be kind of fucked, right? So it was kind of risky. I think here I lose this fight because this guy's just way stronger. He's also stand united, and he has triple good combat. I'm pretty sure my Neeko just dies. Yeah, this is like a Titan's diff. Like, you can see how Titans is so useless. It just doesn't give any tankiness. Yeah, look at how much damage this guy's doing. But anyways, what I would say is, like, looking at my spot, if I look at my spot in a vacuum and I say, where do you think this guy places? I would say, like, top 4, maybe 3rd, maybe 2nd, if the lobby low rolls, right? But probably a 3rd, right? And that's something that's really important to recognize, right? Just, like, being behind in levels, right? Like, I'm not going to be level 8, I'm not going to be level 9 for a while, right? And even though I have this Neeko 3, I will lose to legendaries. So as soon as the rest of the lobby starts hitting legendary units, right? I don't really care if this guy has like a Thresh 3. Like, that's fine. That's easy pickings, right? The problem is, it's like, I probably want a slight roll on 8 to upgrade this Lilia, because I need the Lilia to upgrade. I'm not going to hit legendaries anytime soon, right? Like, this comp really, like, you know, like an Udyr, like, fucking slaps in this comp. Or a Rakan slaps in this comp, right? But like in this specific scenario, so I'm not hitting any of those anytime soon, right? Reliably is what I mean, right? Like, obviously you can high roll one on level 7, level 8, but it's like, you know, it's not really gonna happen. Giant Slayer as a Lilia item is fine. I don't want to, I probably don't level here because I have nothing to put in, right? Like, you know, you can level and lose econ if it puts you in a good spot, right? Like, if you level and it gives you like an extra unit that like actually gives you a synergy, it's like, that's fine to lose 1 gold that might make you stronger and win you the fight and save you some HP, right? That, like, you should always think, like, you always want to level and not lose econ as much as possible, but I always favor, you know, saving a little bit of HP will probably go a long way, right? Yeah, this Cho'Gath is unkillable. Yeah, it's this Anima Visage Cho'Gath. Look at him. It's not even close. And as you can see, so my Neeko, this is a positioning loss, right? I could have beat this guy with better positioning, right? As you can see, you see how my Neeko, you see how her radius is getting big enough that she's able to kill these. And now I go into overtime. I just can't kill the Cho'Gath. Yeah. I think my Neeko's going to die in OT. Yeah, she died before the cast got off. Right? She died literally just before the cast got off. And if the cast got off, I would have hit this guy for massive damage. That sucks. Because I think me not taking an HP off that guy makes it so that he wins the lobby. Which is like a spoiler maybe. But yeah, that's actually really sad. I found a Kabuko, so I just put him in for Bruiser. Because it helps, because I'm also heavy hitters. Right, so the Bruiser synergy will help everybody do a little bit more damage, because everybody just gains plus 100 HP, which just translates to damage for me. Man, that's so sad. Because the Cho reroll, the Kog'Maw reroll, man, I could have easily. The Kog'Maw reroll, I could have easily beat that guy. So I'll talk about it more in this fight, right? As you can see, every time she casts, the radius gets a little bit bigger, right? So like, she'll have like a radius, and then it will be a bigger radius, and then it'll be a bigger radius, right? In some of those fights, especially if there's like a strong tank, what you want to do is you want to position your Neeko like somewhere on like the side of the tank. Like, you don't want to be square in front of it, because basically you want that circle to grow large enough to kill a carry as soon as possible, right? So in that fight that I lost, like not this one, the fight before that I lost, my Neeko was in front of the Cho'Gath, and the circle just took way too long to kill the Kog'Maw, right? It eventually killed the Kog'Maw and it killed the Caitlyn, but it's better to just like prio killing one of the carries just to reduce their damage output by a significant margin. And that was my bad. It was definitely my bad that I messed up my positioning. I'm looking at this guy. He's well fed, but he's only 4 bruiser, and he has a Kabuko. I have a lot of HP, so I'm trying to greed to go 9. I think the only chance I have of winning the lobby is to find legendaries, and it's not worth it to roll. Even though I'm still Lilia 1, it's like I don't really feel too stressed about any fight in particular that I'm gonna get like 20 0'd. Maybe the Janna board again, but other than that, I'm pretty okay with it. See, so as you can see, my Neeko, she's on this side, which positions towards the Zyra, which is the main carry, right? So even though I'm stuck on this Kabuko, you're going to see in 1 or 2 casts, I'm just going to kill this Zyra. Oh, I already killed it. Whatever. Yeah, so as you can see, the circle grows, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to snipe the back line. So you never want your Neeko to be square in front. You always want it to kind of like wrap to one side. And you just have to be cognizant of that. Also, they keep dropping fucking mythic emblems. I could have played towards 10 mythic this game. Like, I'm so tilted. I had to take that you have my sword, or else I would have. I think if I didn't take you have my sword, and I made Hodge, I definitely would have been somewhere like bot 4. Like, it's so risky. Because Hodge, like, the shield on the BT is so important. But I'm just down an augment now. And I could have easily had, like, mythic, whatever. Because I would have been higher pick on carousel as well. It's okay. I think it was an okay decision. I was in it was to avoid being in a bad spot. I just took a ghostly +1 because I didn't really think I needed anything else. Why did I take a ghostly +1? Was there not a BT there? I could have taken BT. Oh, it's Sterix BT. I should have just taken BT. Who would I play with ghostly? Yeah, it definitely wasn't ghostly. Oh, it's because I have a reforger. Okay, I was trying to gimmick the game. Oh, I'm trying to gimmick the game. I'm going for the Giga High Roll. So I took the Spat because I had have a reforger on bench, and I want to reforge it. You can reforge in the fight, and I want to see if I just bink a mythic +1 or something useful, right? Even like a porcelain is super useful, right? Who's this guy? This guy is the oh, he's built diff. Yeah, so this guy's just really strong, built diff. I didn't even talk about it. I guess because he wasn't like that much of a threat for most of the game. He's kind of pretty low in HP. Yeah, the Jana board is just cleaning up shop this whole lobby, just beating everybody's ass. Oh, I got porcelain. Yeah, porcelain's good. Porcelain's good. Who do I put porcelain on? Because porcelain synergize, I guess on Tom Kench, right? Just to reduce damage. Yeah, the reason porcelain is good is because I can play towards Lysandra, and Lysandra's always good to play towards, right? I'm thinking I'm gonna sack one more turn, and then I just have to like hope for a Lysandra, right? I do have a lot of HP. I'm playing the Jana board. Something that didn't really matter that much is the Ashe encounter. Like, I always know exactly who I'm playing. You don't see me make use of it. Here I do. So in this case, as you can see, I position my Neeko backline so she doesn't take initial aggro. I ended up facing a clone anyways. She did take the aggro now. Okay, she just didn't fucking do any damage. I don't know why. God damn it. I just got railed. What I was trying to do is make her cast to kill the carries earlier, but she just didn't do it. Why did they take no damage there? Like right here. Was my okay, so here my circle should be big enough to hit the Zyra, right? Was it not? Oh, I guess it wasn't. I needed one more cast. Damn. And then she died before casting. I might have been able to one-shot them with the cast. There's a chance. There's a world where they die. Yeah, my front line is not good enough. When you have Zyra 3 and Jana 3 with this comp, it's insanely strong, and you don't even need Diana 3. Like, a lot of people when you play Jana reroll, they like prio this Diana 3 like no tomorrow. It's like it's fucking troll. You can literally just play like an Annie 2. If you have these two, you can just push levels, play 4 cost, play 5 cost, win the game. Right? It's such a good comp. I love it so much. I play it as much as anytime I have an opportunity to play it, I play it. That's such a good reroll comp. It's a very hard reroll comp to play because you have to be very flexible, right? Like, the comp isn't strong if you force it like a cookie cutter. The strength of the comp is that you can flex around so many different cost of units. You can play so many different 4 costs, so many different 5 costs. You can just slot them in. You can even sell your Jana if you don't hit Jana 3. Sell your Zyra if you don't hit Zyra 3. Reuse your items on like all 5 costs and just tempo it to level 9. It's so strong. But that's what I mean. It's just difficult to play. Okay, so I made it to level 9. It's stage 6. This is what I was saying. It's going to be a while before I can hit level 9. I don't even have that much gold to roll. Udyr is better than somebody, for sure. Rakan, if I play Soraka Rakan is really good in this comp just to give some armor because I already have a bunch of HP. I really want a Lysandra. That's what I'm rolling so deep for. Hodge on somebody, I guess. Yeah, I'll just put on Wukong, sure. Yeah, this guy made it to 7 mythic, I think, right? Like, he's level 9 as well. 7 mythic. And this Cho'Gath is unkillable. And I think I did the same thing again, because I was rolling deep before I played him. I didn't position my Neeko well. Oh, wait, I think I beat him, maybe. Oh, nice, I beat him. Oh, no, I didn't beat him. Oh, no. Yeah, that's a positioning diff again. Because, like, if you look at my Neeko... I guess my Neeko did end up in a good spot. Yeah, this would be better to put... It would be better to put my Neeko, like, on a far side just to kill this earlier. Right? Because the Kog'Maw's doing, I think, the most damage, right? Like, the Caitlyn obviously is sniping people, but you can deal with the Caitlyn later. Because she's very, like, single target and she's not that fast. But this guy just is very strong. Yeah, that just killed my Neeko. Yeah, if I got to the Caitlyn's a little bit faster, the Caitlyn's dead for sure. It might actually be Prio kill the Caitlyn, honestly. Because Caitlyn's the one killing my backline, not Kog'Maw, right? Because Kog'Maw doesn't target the backline right away. He targets the front line more. I hit an Udyr too. I was still looking for this Lissandra because I have the Porcelain +1 anyways. So, you know, I would ideally like one, but it's not happening. Now I'm playing the Janna board, but as you can see, like, even this late game, like, I was top HP for a while. I fell off really hard. I greeted, tried to go 9, didn't hit a Lissandra. Like, look at the position of the lobby. Like, there was a very high chance that if my spot was even marginally worse, that I go bot 4. And that's like the really important thing that you should always consider when you're looking at a reroll comp, and if you're looking for any of these augment comps, these hero augment comps. There is a good chance you go bot 4. Right? There's a reason that the stats say these comps don't do that well, or they do very average. You look at a fight like this and you're like, wow, Neeko just fucking one-shot the whole board. Or you look at it and it's like silly and funny and cool and interesting. But like, you have to understand that like playing it for 4 costs and legendaries, especially in this patch, is very, very important. And you want to have enough gold to make it to these higher levels in order to cap out your board really high with these high quality units, right? Obviously I have an Udyr too. I should probably just sell the Wukong because I want a Lissandra anyways, but a Wukong 2 is a Wukong 2, so I wouldn't mind playing him. Also, my augment's bad. I had to take you out of my sword, which sucks. Okay, so here I tried positioning my Neeko a little bit better. He put the Kai'Sa in the middle, which is very troll. Like, I don't know why, but like the radius of my circle will hit this Kai'Sa first, right? You always want to try and corner them and then try and bait the Neeko to one side so that your carry lives long enough. Like, look at this. Like the Kai'Sa kept taking... Like, the Kai'Sa lived till the end, which is kind of interesting. I thought she'd die first, but... That's a defo win. So it's a guaranteed top 4 now. This is what I was saying. If you have a good spot for it, you might not get first, right? People might high roll harder than you. You might low roll some components of your comp in your game. But it is I feel like it is a reliable top 4, so long as you play it from a good spot, right? A good starting spot. I took Titans here. Was there something better to take? There's no Lissandra. I don't have a thing. There's anti-heal. I already have anti-heal. I have thing. Like guard breaker maybe. I just take Titans. Take Titans Hodge. I should put them on the Udyr. I have an Udyr 2 naked, right? Like this Udyr 2, it would probably salvage me some placements. Yeah, sell the Wukong now. Sell the Wukong. Sell the Wukong. Sell the Wukong. Please, just sell the Wukong. No. Yes. Yes. Perfect. If you have a 2-star 5 cost, it's always better to put items on that unit than to put it on like the 1 cost unit. What I'm doing is I'm playing really greedy, right? I was playing towards like maybe I hit Wukong 2, so I have Wukong 2 as well as Udyr 2. If the lobby is this close in HP, you should always just play your strongest board. So as soon as I hit this 2-star Udyr, I should have just given up on hitting the Wukong and just put it in. Now, I have a Lissandra. Lissandra is super important because I'm hoping that I can bottle this Cho'Gath. Once again, During a roll down stage, I didn't scout this guy, and my Neeko's in the worst possible spot again. Oh my god, I trolled so many fights. Oh, every single time I scout, it's not against this guy, and it's against somebody else. As you can see, that's how this positioning was so bad, right? I think I could have beat this guy every single time I played him. If I just positioned my Neeko either here or here, right? Oh my god, but every time, like you saw, like I was doing like all my item changes. It's after carousel. I'm doing all this shit. I try and position the Lissandra for the Cho'Gath. This has to be on one side. Right? Because like I just need to kill one of the carries. Right? Like if you look where my Neeko's right in the middle. She's taking maximum damage. Everybody's hitting her, which is fine because she's casting. But look at my Neeko cast, right? She doesn't hit anybody. Look, once again, she doesn't hit anybody. That's 2 casts that this Kog'Maw would have been dead already. And obviously the Kog'Maw lives and the Caitlyn lives. It's like, bro, like what the fuck are you doing? Just put it on one side. I lose so much HP. Man, maybe this was firstable. Like, it's definitely a third for sure. This guy's, like, really strong. Did he hit Xayah too? If he hits Xayah too, I think I lose for sure. I should just roll. I shouldn't greed 10 gold. I should roll just in case. But if I get a double Lissandra shot, nobody has a Lissandra right now. Yeah, roll. I should also position this guy a little bit better. Like maybe on far side to maybe get a wrap. Kai'Sa 2, Neeko. I should be able to beat this. Yeah, I definitely should be able to beat this guy. So is it a second then? If I beat this guy? Oh, it might still be a third because I might lose hard to the other guy. Yeah, this is chalked. My Neeko's literally on the Kai'Sa. It's also clone, but you know, that's fine. Alright, let's see the last fight or so. We'll go I could skip Dragon just for sake of or Rift Herald. Oh no, I'm fighting the Kai'Sa guy again. He's level 10 now. I'm just rolling deep for this oh wait. Tech? No. Oh no, that was bad. I made myself weaker for sure. Oh, that was actually really bad. Okay, so what I should have done, I think I had the idea, but I just kind of panicked. What I wanted to do, what you should do here is you should put the I was able to remake the Tahm Kench because there was a Tahm Kench 2 in my shop. I should have moved this thing to the Udyr, the mirror to the Udyr. I also should have popped this first to see if there was an Udyr item. But basically this Udyr is pretty much more tanky than the Tahm Kench in a lot of cases. By selling and remaking the Tahm Kench though, he loses the mythic bonus. So it makes me weaker on average, right? Now you want the Tahm Kench to have the spark because you want the spark next to the Neeko. But I think the Trickster's Glass having 2 Udyr 2s that can stun would help a lot, because then I can put one Udyr on this side, one Udyr on this side, and then it can stun both the backline and maybe wrap and do like a lot of damage. So I had the right idea. I kind of just panicked, and I put Porcelain on him instead of the other thing. So this guy's level 10, and I didn't reposition for him. As you can see now, my positioning is actually very bad, so I wouldn't be surprised if I lose this fight. The Kai'Sa is on this side. You want the Neeko to hit the Kai'Sa. My Neeko is not going to hit the Kai'Sa for a while. I might still win based on relative strength, but there is a chance that I just get deleted by the Kai'Sa. No, I still win. That's okay then. It worked out just because he doesn't have enough board strength. Like as you can see, the front line dies, so my Neeko gets close enough. Right? If he had like a Giga frontline unit, I might not be able to. And now this guy that I easily could have beat like 2 times already. I would have gotten first this game if I just positioned for him those other 2 times. He's way outcapped me, right? Like if you look at his board now, he is I think is he level 10? Yeah, he's level 10. He just full greeted, made it to level 10, has like a Wukong in. Oh, now I position well. See, like this is the first time I scouted him and I positioned well, right? I said to myself, I'm just gonna kill this Caitlyn first to ensure that my Lilia has as much damage. My Neeko like does a walk backwards, which was pretty bad. Man, I finally position And now he's just way too strong. He has Mythic +1, Heavenly in, Wukong 2. Like, look at this board. It's fucking illegal. You know what? Way too. You know what the problem was? That he was not supposed to live this long. It was my responsibility to beat him those other 3 times that I played him. And at 100% he would have been dead. And I would have just gotten first here. But it's just a second. Yeah, this is back when I was in Emerald. You can probably tell with the lobbies. I think the lobby in general is a little bit weaker compared to some of my other videos. But anyways, this is my new Drop Blossom video. It's just like an easy top 4. Hopefully it was fun. Hopefully it was somewhat informative. I kind of explained a lot about the trade. I've played Drop Blossom a lot. This was one of the recordings I had, and I thought it would be fun. Last little message before we go. If you haven't seen, I'm doing an RP giveaway, so make sure to enter that. Since we reached our subscriber goal, we will be doing a TFT RP giveaway. Yay! So what you have to do is you have to be subscribed to the YouTube. You'll join my Discord. You'll enter the giveaway in the Discord, and this will end May 5th. So basically you'll go to the video. I'll put in the comments as well, but in the description you can click the Discord. There'll be a link to the Discord, and then once you get into my Discord, which is the Wolfgang Discord, there is in the text channels a TFT giveaway channel. You will go to this channel, and then you will enter the giveaway using this button right here. The giveaway I decided is going to be 2 winners of 475 RP. So good luck. The giveaway ends on May 5th. So the winners will be selected in the Discord, and then I'll contact you in Discord in order to get like your Riot account and all of that, so that I could gift you it through the client. Thank you, and happy watching.